Greetings, and once again, our wonderful viewers and listeners, audience, wherever you are in these four corners of the world. We're back again on my platform, one of the most viewed program right now, very famous indeed, called Exclusive Interview, right here on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. Like I said, we are always located in the little smiling coast of West Africa, our motherland, the Gambia. And our studios is so lucky that we're also located in the West Coast region side of Gambia, here in Farato. Another edition of your exclusive interview. Once again, a reminder for those that are following that in this program exclusive, we bring in people of all walks of life, wherever they are. I mean, like I said, sportsmen, religious people, writers, people in government, all walks of life, to talk about them, especially people that are out there so that they can emulate and can change the narratives. Well, today, we are again going to, for the second time in this program, we are going to the scribblers. That means the writers, the authors. And of course, on today's exclusive interview, I'll be hosting another Gambian writer by the name Baboucarr E.A Busso, who also and again come out and wrote a book, which I will show you later. And of course, Baboucarr in the studio also is accompanied by his mate. Of course, they are the program presenter here on Atlantic, we call the Education Bantaba. Of course, who is Mas Sanyang. Mas Sanyang in this program is the chairperson of the book launch. So we'll be talking to both of them out there. First, let's go to our author, the one and only Busso. Welcome to exclusive interview.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Sam, for welcoming us here on your show. It is a pleasure to join you, and also it is a pleasure to speak to the audience. And also, I extend my appreciation to the Atlantic TV's management and staff for hosting us, at least for the third time, but for the first time in your show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Busso. And of course, our great Bantaba, Education Bantaba presenter, Mas Sanyang.
Yeah.
I cannot connect Mas and Sanyang. Masin Sanyang.
Okay,
Mas
thank you
Sanyang
so
is the
very much.
chairperson. Mas,
Thank you
welcome.
so very much, Mr. Big Sam. He is my mentor. I will say since 2008, we have been working together at FMB radio station.
That's right.
And up to date. Thank you so very much, Mr. Big Sam, for taking us through. But anyway, those are the receiving end, the viewers, the audience, I mean. It's all about exclusive interview and then the book launch. The Loud Whisper of Silence, which just at the corner, Saturday comment at Brikama Area Council, the main hall. And then that's the office of West Coast. And then that's where the book is going to be launched. And then my humble name is Mr. Masanya, commonly called by the student Uncle Mas of Brikama.
Yeah, obviously. Anywhere you go, especially those that pass through Brikama primary school, say, Uncle Mas, Uncle Mas. And sometimes you see Mas, you say, is really this guy talking to, telling this man uncle? But anyway, these are kids, they can. But before we start, as usual, we will give you floor to greet the people, especially people that you work with or your family. Before we go, you, then Mas.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Sam, for that particular opportunity again. Greetings to everybody who is following right now at Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. My name is Baboucarr E.A Busso. I am famously and literally called the icon of truth. I greet my friends who are here, my colleagues, authors in the Gambia, and of course authors outside the Gambia. I interacted with numerous authors in Nigeria, in Tanzania, Malawi, in Kenya. Many of these particular authors have a great, aspiration and then delight for me as an author. I also express my appreciation to one of the first reviewers of this book, that is Mr. Bakary Sonko, my cousin, who is currently in Moscow. Of course, he did a very great job in reviewing the book, and I appreciate his work. I also want to welcome all those people who are watching, my family members back home at Kabakodo, and my family members who are, of course, in America and who are in Holland, anywhere in this part of the world. I greet you all.
Thank you so much, Busso. And Mas, you also got the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Big Sam. And then those of you who are watching us live, this is Atlantic Online TV. I am Mr. Masanya, the Education Bantaba presenter. and then the chairperson of the Education Bantaba in the Gambia here. And then it's all about our book launch, but I'll dedicate my greetings to all those people who are following us live at this exclusive interview. And then I'll not forget our fans at the Education Bantaba platform, both the students within West Coast, the Gambia at large, and then also extend my greetings to all the family members and then my lecturers, my teachers who have motivated me so far up to this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mas. The only problem is I should have worn my Arsenal jersey, and I'm seeing this Real Madrid jersey. It's nice, but anyway, let's save that for the sports program. Anyway, back again. Once again, I reminder that this is exclusive interview with me myself, Bakary Manneh, aka Big Sam, and today I would like the camera crew to zoom this. We will be talking about this book called "The Loud Whispers of Silence." Author is Baboucarr E.A Busso, aka the icon of truth. If you can zoom this, yeah, Matar and the crew, can we zoom it? Okay, as you can see right now, this is the book that we're going to talk about. And if you can flip at the back, you can see Busso's elegant photo there. And later on, we will know where to get these books if everything is settled. So obviously, we'll be talking about the loud whispers of silence, and then in depth about the author. And Marcia will serve as the PRO, sort of the great launching which is coming up this weekend. He will tell you where and the time and what we need to do on that great day. I know Atlantic TV is also would be very much proud to be there, because this is where we get most of the education Bantaba followers on, and here is where they present this program. Moving on, let's talk about the author. Who is Baboucarr E.A Busso? Baboucarr, tell us a little bit of Baboucarr. Born where, and a little bit on that,
Yeah.
and family background and the community that you come from.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. Baboucarr E.A Busso is a household name in the Gambia. Whenever you say Baboucarr, it is somebody who hails from Kabakoto village in Opanyomi district, North Bank region. But I was bred up at this place, Kercherno Umar Upper Basic School, where I did my upper basic school. Then later to SL Senior Secondary School. Of course, I have been in Same, and I seized that opportunity to express my delight to them, the family members there. Then I went to the Gambia College back in 2007 up to 2010. Between that period, I was posted to Kuntaya. So I did my service in Kuntaya for 5 years. And that is why yesterday, when the book was being put up by one of my followers, one of my students, Mama Kebe, who I may not be recognized by image, commented and said he was my teacher. Yeah, that is how I am here in this particular nation, because I serve in different part of the country. But actually, I have my family members here. The family is it's an extended one. Some are found in Salaji currently. Others, my uncle is in Lamen, about Komokerawan now. Of course, I have different relatives here and friends, and of course different colleagues. That is Baboucarr.
Baboucarr, so they can easily find Baboucarr,
Exactly.
the icon of the truth. Where do you get that slogan?
Yeah, the icon of truth is my pen name. When I started writing, when I started writing, I used other pen names, but when I started writing evocatively, especially poetry, I used the icon of truth.
Yeah, because I learned from when I was Al Musab so here, they said there's a pen name to every writer.
Exactly.
So that is the icon of the truth.
Yes, yes.
Tell us a little bit about the qualification that Busso carried along.
Yeah, actually, as a teacher, I did the primary teacher certificate back in 2007 to 2010. I also did HTC, that is a teacher certificate in 2000, and from 2013 to 2016. I also did the graduation course of studies. I'm a graduate at the class of 2023 at the University of the Gambia.
Wow.
Currently, I'm pursuing my master's degree. I'm studying in English language.
English language.
Yes, yes.
So you're doing masters in
English language.
in English language.
Yes.
Awesome. Good qualification there. Before I go to mass, before we touch about the writing, what is Baboucarr Busso's job? What is your work, occupation? Well, let's call
Yeah,
it.
actually, my job, my employment, since I graduated is teaching. I'm a teacher by profession, and also I do other things in terms of serving people. Like I had done a lot of professional training on leadership. I was a student leader at the University of the Gambia, and since then I have helped coach many people. I've mentored a lot of people in this country, including one of the mentees that I have is Maimuna Trawale, of course. She is called the junior poet. So
Okay.
this one is another poet. I have passion for writing, and I think apart from teaching, writing is my second field.
Yeah, we come into that. We come into that. Thank you, Busso.
Yeah.
Let's now go to Mas, because Busso will talk about and Mas about the book. But first, the book launch is about to happen, and Mas Sanyang here, you are the chairperson of. I know there's a tie between you and Busso. You're the one that do Bantaba, and you guys are kind of so attached. Let's first give us the insight of the book launch, not about the book, but the book launch.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Big Sam. And then I trust this is a very good question. And then the viewers down there, those at the receiving end, and then they would love to know the synopsis about the upcoming event. So I think it's very important, at least, to tackle this question. So it's all about the loud whisper of silence, and then the author himself is Baboucarry E.A Busso. And then this book is a collection of 52 points, and then which we are about Saturday, the 30th of August, and then at the main hall, that's Birkama Area Council. Right now, the task force committee, we are doing our preparation. That's the reason why, in fact, I'm late, because I have to walk early in the morning from here, from Birkama to Serakunda, to do other things, which was the book launch. So still, the preparation is on high gear. From here, also, we are also moving to another end, because we are doing media campaigns. We are also engaging stakeholders, even the ministry and other important partners who are invited to come and grace the occasion with us.
So the date and the place and the time for people to be abreast, and then what do you have for the people?
Yeah, certainly the day is 30th, that will fall on a Saturday. And then the time frame for the program is going to be 3 onwards. And then we have so many guests. We also, they are venue is Birkama Area Council. And then we have different guests and then speakers who will be speaking in different areas, more especially in the walks of lives of the people. And then more especially, we also have authors who wrote different books. And then we also have speakers like lecturers at the University of the Gambia and other important or prominent people in the society who come and then speak to the people about their own area, walks of life, especially migration, about the theme of the book, and then about education and so on and so forth. So we also, the student body is also planning themselves, because there'll be drama, there'll be entertainment, there'll be cultural performance, there'll be music, and so on and so forth. So that preparation is on high gear, because I'm here, and then the students down there, they just make a call that they are done, and then will they go home? Then I ask them, let them go home till tomorrow. So that shows that the preparation is on high gear for that.
Thank you. But by the way, do you outline some of these speakers that are coming to?
Yeah, the speakers, I'll just outline few. We have Ibrahim Ajay Fadera, the CEO of Sunlight on Girls Education,
Fadera,
and we also have Paragon Sonko. We also be a speaker. We also have Simon Law, and then all these people are household name in the Gambia. If you go to the University of the Gambia and then you just name, they will, you will have 2 to 3 people who will tell you that yes, I know these people, and then they are eloquent speakers. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Matt Sanyang, and his exclusive interview here on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. My name is Bakary Manneh, fondly called Big Sam, and we're talking about the book launch, The Loud Whispers of Silence, by the author Baboucarry E.A Busso, the icon of truth. That's the pen name. Baboucarry, moving on, when and how and what inspired you into writing?
Yeah, actually, my writing as a beginner comes from my interest to read literary works. I've read a lot of literary works, of course, the likes of Chinua Achebe, the likes of Ngugi wa Thiong'o, the likes of William Shakespeare. I read very evocatively about their writing. You know, in fact, if you know me very well, there was a time before I started contesting as a writer in one of the platforms. I was certified first as a reader, because I like reading, I like to follow, I like to comment. Before the man knew that I was a writer in that particular platform, he first certified me as a reader.
As a reader?
Yes, an avid reader for that matter. So having to read all these particular literary works, especially that of Bayo Adebowale, you know, one of the best writers in this world, perhaps. You know, Bayo wrote The Lonely Days, you understand? The Lonely Days, you see Yaremi, you understand? I get inspired, to write. I started writing my own work, but when I started writing poetry was when I was at the Gambia College. My interaction with Sanasedi Khan, one of my best lecturers, of course, at the Gambia College, introduced me to William Shakespeare, and I started following his sonnets. You understand? A sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. So when I read some of Shakespeare's sonnets, about 154 sonnets is what he wrote, and his plays, then I realized that there is a particular trend I must take and carry. I wrote one of my articles that was highly read by most of the college students then when I was at the university, especially, sorry, when I was at the Gambia College. It was in 2013 when Nelson Mandela died, because one of my lecturers, Mr. Barry, said Nelson Mandela is sick and he's been, followed by the entire world. So when he dies, the whole world will bury him. So this gave me an inspiration to monitor his state of sickness very closely. But when he died, I wrote this tribute of Nelson Mandela. It was highly read by the college students. So some people, according to one of my friends who was in prison, were trying to search for me. They cannot see me, but they were reading and then trying to quest, who is this? And Usman told me 10 years ago that I told him one time that I will write my book. That was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yes, that's what he said.
And here we are.
Exactly.
So by virtue of that, the Loud Whisper of Silence is your first book. Or
this
is there any, and you are right, we are not that much, but we know there is a novel, a novella, a novel-led whatever,
Yes.
Do you write anything of that before? And, first book, is this a novel or?
No, this one is an anthology.
And you see, you have all those names that we cannot. Okay, but let's talk about. But this is your first book, or do you have some that you?
No, actually, I published as a co-author in India for about 7 times. I got about 7 publications with the Indians on co-anthologies. Yes, I have the right to those particular anthologies. We also compile books that are not yet published. I have my books, of course, published in Malawi. By the Exuberant International Foundation, where I used to serve as an ambassador, and later I became the president of that international platform. It's a big platform, actually. But if you go to India, I publish in, Live Without You, which one, of course, the main author is Rahul. He has my medal and of course my certificate. It will come to the Gambia. I don't know who is going to bring it. So
going to bring it.
Exactly. So you also have other books like relationship. Understand? All of this, I have the certificates and I have the authorship right. But then I decided to write my own book. Solo book. We call this solo book. Solo means written by one person.
Solo book.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I published this because I have other anthologies that are pending. I was supposed to be the author. That was supposed to be my first book. That is Peeling the Pearls of Wisdom.
Peeling the Pearls of Wisdom.
Yeah, there is a book called Pearls of Wisdom.
Okay.
When I read this particular book, it gave me a lot of insights about a lot of literary work and how these things, are co-woven in this society. So I wrote Peeling, I compiled my poems and called them Peeling the Pearls of Wisdom. Yes, but it's not published, it's a manuscript.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wrote a story called The Hakalang. It's not yet published, also a manuscript complete, about 58 pages.
Hakalang is where you come from.
Exactly, I am from Nyumi. Yeah, exactly. So I was posted one time at Sitanungu.
Oh, okay.
And during this period, I experienced a lot of difficult travels, a lot of journeys. And I also, weighing my qualification, my teaching experience, then I was a graduate at HTC in 2016. I enjoyed a lot of pains in traveling. I will wake up at 4 o'clock and reach there around 10, for instance. A lot of journeys that are long. So based on this particular experience and my pedigree, I decided to write the Hakalang. So the story is not the road.
Okay. Oh, it's not the road. I was coming.
It's my memoir.
Okay. Like what you experienced.
Exactly. It's my own experience.
But the road is now fixed.
Yeah, the road is fixed now. It is a very good road from Bunyadu up to Kuntaya.
Yeah.
But then the story, my experience remained the same.
Yes. Still.
That is part
but like I said, it's not point on that.
Exactly.
Let's come to the book itself. I want you to tell my audience and my viewers out there everything about we need to know. How does it come? You write this book. Tell us a little bit. Before Mass will come, tell us about
exactly. This book, one of them, in fact, is the African poetry giant, for instance. I have one poem there.
Okay.
It's called African Poetry Giant. is one of the newest poems, and even Gratitude is new. But there are poems that are as old as 2016 or 2018. Yeah, the Loyalty for Royalty, for instance, is one of the old poems. But there are poems like Crossing the Bar, if you know Alfred Tansin. He's a writer who wrote Crossing the Bar. But for me, my part on Crossing the Bar is different from Tansin's experience. So this is about, the secrets of silence, about the loud whispers of silence itself. That is how the book comes. The book, obviously, writers have the, duty to correct societal ills. This book serves as a pill for that particular, healing ills. You understand? So it is an oxymoron, the title itself, if you want to understand the confluence or configuration of, the words, it can be analyzed as an oxymoron, but it can also be analyzed as a paradox. Paradox, just like life itself is a paradox. You understand? It gives two in most cases, and these two are contrasts. You understand? You will have life, you will have death, for instance. You have good, you have bad. You have rejection, you have acceptance. I enjoy all of this, and people that I see in this society who enjoy a similar thing also him. But then it can be, how to call it? It can be contrast in the form of comparison, and this becomes a metaphor. Life itself is a metaphor. If you go to the 7 ages of a man, where it is alluded to, as Shakespeare wrote, said all the world is a stage, and men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. But Shakespeare did not only use this particular 7 ages of a man to bring a metaphor of the world. He said, through Antonio, in The Merchant of Venice, the world is a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one. That is not me, it was Antonio who is sad. And he doesn't know why. But his friends are suggesting because of his ship tossing in sea, that is why he is sad, or he is having Mary, that is why he is sad. But he dispel all this and say, the world is a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one. I am not playing the part of a sad man, but here again, he says, Shakespeare says, and I quote, he said, life is but a walking shadow, a poor player. This is in Macbeth. If you see Macbeth also, you see how Shakespeare contrasts or uses metaphor itself. I use a lot of metaphors, a lot of images, a lot of symbols in this book. Yes. And they are all, geared towards trying to address a societal problem. What writers used to do in those days was just to project the problem. But for us, our role as writers is not only to project the problem, but also to ensure that we saw the solution or ways to the solution of the problem.
Mas, I'll come to you. What else can you also tell us a little bit about this book?
Yeah. The loud whisper of silence, Baboucarr E.A Busso, as he rightly mentioned, he's not only recognized in the Gambia here, and then I would say it's a household name in Africa, and then he have been winning Writers Award. I would say in the end, at his time at the university, he was one of the best author or writers at the University of the Gambia, and then still winning international award. So if we move into Exuberant, it's also an international whereby you have a series of writers, all areas within the four corners of Africa. He's currently, I will say, the president. And then every week they do have a weekly contest whereby he always number 1, 2, or 3. So that shows that Baboucarr Busso is the icon of youth, and then Gambians should celebrate him. So that's why we stated this on the 30th. Let us come, yes, we celebrate our own. He's our own, and then we have the confidence that we have the potential, and then he still realized those potential in him. That's the reason why he come with this book, The Loud Whisper of Silence. As the Englishman says, sometimes it's very important for you to hide your secret weapon to surprise your enemies. So that's the reason why he decided to come with this, The Loud Whisper of Silence. But at the Gambia College, at the Brikama Area Council, nothing will be silenced.
We'll come out full flame.
Yeah, certainly.
And that is going to be on this Saturday, on the 30th of the month of August 2025 at the Brikama Area Council Hall. That is there. Busso, quick one before we go. Which categories is this book suitable? They will say primary, secondary, senior. Can you tell us which category?
Okay, yeah. Actually, when I wrote it, I understand that people try to claim that my poetry is very deep.
Okay.
It's mostly suitable at the, tertiary level. But then yesterday when one of the reviewers, I may not want to unveil him because we are unveiling the guests. Like Mas said, we unveiled Raki Jallo, Paragon Sonko, and of course we unveiled one Usman Jasi. Usman Jasi was my student at Kuntaya, but he has some tech, knowledge, and the book also try to bring the world, that is the new world, the world of technology. You have to be creative, you have to be innovative, and that is why he qualifies as a teacher, as a presenter there, as a guest to speak.
But the book
Exactly.
is it, which category does it?
Yeah, I want to come to that. When this man reviewed it, this one, now let me see, is Uncle Samsudin Sar. He is going to be the reviewer of this book. So he reviews it and said the book is very beautiful in terms of poetry. But then he says it has thoughtful, gesture of inviting, thoughtful gestures of trying to teach people. So he said he realizes that it is too educative. It is mostly suitable for Gambian readers or young writers who are, trying to learn, literary works. It is a literature book, and then it is suitable anywhere. In the
across cutting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It is just for the society.
We don't have much time, but Busso, before we come to for the final remembrance for people for the event, what is the most important message you have for our audience out there, would be coming writers or school-going children or university, or from the educational view? What would be your most important message?
Yeah, one of the most important message that I echo to writers who are aspiring writers or writers that are established is to ensure that we all learn, we read, and when we write, we edit. We edit what we write to make the literary work better, because I understand that whenever literary works are being edited or they are proofread, then when they go out there, they become more elegant, they become more aesthetic, they become more didactic, to be consumed in the literary work. But writers should enjoy to read, because if you want to become a writer, first you have to become a reader. You have to become a reader and become a reader. Writing is very difficult, actually, because it is painstaking. If you want to be constant in writing, you must be constant in reading. That's my advice to them. And also, I encourage them to take, reading as a course. Reading, not only reading for reading, but reading for pleasure. People read only for sometimes examination. But if you read for pleasure, that is the only time that you know that knowledge is found in books. So knowledge, according to philosophers, are found in books. And if we read, then we can discover knowledge. And this is why I think as a researcher, I always embrace trying to read in order to only discover knowledge, but even try to expand knowledge and invent knowledge itself. Yes.
Thank you very much, Busso. What a wonderful message there. Mass time is done, but remind us again the book launch and when and anything that you need to know.
Yeah, certainly. As Mr. Busso rightly says, knowledge are found in the book. So, to me, Mr. Sam, no need for you to invest, to put money, or to pump money. So just only read, and then you get the knowledge you want. So viewers, please, urging each and every one of you to be at the Gambia College Saturday, 3 p.m. onwards. 3 p.m. we're going to start the program. No ticketing, everything is free of charge. There are people calling, asking whether there is ticket. No ticket. We only selling the books for $300. We are only selling the book for $300. Apart from that, no ticketing. Just come, occupy your seat, and then be rest assured that you'll be entertained as far as the event is concerned.
So on the ground, you'll be selling the books?
Yes.
But is there any location apart from the underground?
Yes, you can also send it to the Wave account of the auto number. That's Mr.
But
Baboucarr.
there's no other location apart from the launching. Or you guys will talk about it after the launching?
After the launching, yeah, we'll speak.
Okay, then that's fine. Finally, Mas, before we go.
Yeah, honestly, very much moved. And then finally, I will also appeal to the Atlantic Online TV, as far as the education Bantaba is found in Atlantic here, to come and then at least give us a full coverage of some of the proceedings or the happenings at Brikama Area Council. Baboucarry E.A Busso is a co-host on the Education Bantaba platform. And then I will say this is an Education Bantaba program. And then Atlantic, this is your own program. This is our own show. So it will be very good for the management of Atlantic and then the TV crew, the cameramen, and then the light, the presenters to all occupy Brikama Area Council that day. And then guess what? You are also part of our guest speakers on behalf of the Atlantic Online TV, Mr. Big Sam.
Thank you so much, Mas. We'll definitely endeavor to be there and do that. Busso,
Yes.
finally, we're done. What's your finally, what would you?
Yeah, my final word, I will quote one of the most favorable quotations I have, by Robert Frost. Robert Frost believes that poetry is the expression of thought and feelings. So in his own proclamation, he says, "The woods are lovely, but dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep." It is this also conjecture that we writers have in this particular country. Even though the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but we have promises that we want to keep. And that is why I want to be a writer, and I am a writer. I want to remain a writer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Baboucarr E.A Busso, the author of The Loud Whisper of Silence, and Mas Sanyang, of course, the chairperson of the book launch. Well, they are all presenters here on Atlantic TV on the Education Bantaba. Meanwhile, the launching of the book is at the Brikama Area Council comes Saturday, the 30th of August 2025 at 3 p.m. at Brikama Area Council Hall. Thank you so much for being there. Meanwhile, big thanks to the assistant cameraman woman, Maria Masibo Inimbara. Aminata. Yes, Ali Badra, Sotokoy Boyo Inimbara. Thank you so much. There's this one, Kumba Job La Class. Thank you so much, Kumba La Class. My favorite cameraman, Edward Noah Baja, and the number one hot finger, the one behind the scene, that is no other than Matar Juba Juba. Thank you so much from me, Big Sam International. Keep on watching exclusive interview. Bye.